Okay. Put your hands down. Put it in neutral. Yeah. On his phone and the traffic lights. Right, it's flipping cold. Taffy and I are out going down to Fowler's. Taffy's trying to warm up her hands on the engine. I'm showing her how to stay warm in the winter. It's not working. We're off down to Fowler's. It's flipping cold. We nearly didn't come out, but I said, come on, let's get out. It's our weekend off together. Won't have another one for another month, so I said let's get out, let's get on the bikes. I want to go down to Fowler's and have a look at some newer bikes. Go on, Taffy, lead the way. Yes, few developments. Bikes have not sold yet, primarily because I've not really advertised them at all. I just chucked my bike up on Instagram and Twitter, and put a little ad up on the YouTube community posting post saying it's for sale, but I'm not really expecting much to come from that. I just fitted and cleaned up the front brake calipers and fitted new brake pads, give them a nice overhaul. They were pretty clean, to be honest, but now they're immaculate. New pads, put a new MOT on it yesterday. It's had an oil change. The BMW is ready to go. Taffy's bike, I've got to change her exhaust still, give it a service. So bikes are kind of getting there, ready to sell wise. But Taffy and I have been talking, and I think I'm gonna buy a newer bike. Basically, I was gonna buy Taffy, well, I still am buying Taffy. Quite probably a ZX6R, for around about 4.5. I'm thinking around that kind of number. I was going to spend another 4.5 on a bike for me of sorts, which I couldn't decide on what to buy. And things at work have kind of sorted themselves out a little bit. I say a little bit. There's been a lot of upset. There's been quite a few redundancies. There's been 100 redundancies in my company. It's quite a big company, and thankfully I wasn't one of them, and I think now my job is kind of safe. It doesn't really make a massive difference on what we do monetary wise, because it's minimum wage. I could go bloody get another job tomorrow, literally paying me the same money, so I'm not going to struggle to find work. I never have done. So I've made an executive decision to buy a newer bike. I'm not going to spend 4.5 grand on me. I might spend kind of double or more on me. I feel a bit kind of selfish doing that, but Taffy is in agreement. There's no point in us. She said that she doesn't want a too new a bike as her first big bike, because she's worried about having little, dropping it off the side stand or things like that scenarios, just getting used to it, the weight of it. So she said she doesn't want anything too new. I do want something new, because I'm an obsessive biker and I love my bikes. To be honest with you guys, I could keep this BMW, probably change the exhaust again for something a bit more throatier, nice Hayabusa. But I think I'm going to go in for a change, have a change. It's been a year, I've had this bike a year. It's quite a few bikes I've been looking at. I quite like the look of an MT10, quite like the look of a Aprilia Tuono V4 1100, I'd quite like. GSXR 1000R, quite like the look of those. Second-hand prices are really quite reasonable. What else have I looked at? What was I thinking about? Can't remember. Maybe an Aprilia RSV4, although you don't get quite as much for your money, quite as new. Maybe a ZX10R. maybe an R1. I did really like Mark's R1, but I'm quite tempted to go with the old V4, the Aprilia V4, just because I think it's going to be even more amazing again, sound-wise. So we're going to have a look in Fowler's, see what I can like, see what I like, see what takes my fancy. It might change, I've not completely decided. I still might just buy a cheap bike. I don't know. We also need a new car. I don't really need a new car, but our car is really knackered. It's done 300,000 miles and it's tired, and I've had it for about 4 or 5 years now and it's knackered. So might even get a new car and a couple of new bikes. Where to park, Taffy? Where to park, indeed. Let's check it. Let's go back around. Let's check it over here. Dishy dosh. Alright? Yeah. No icicles on you yet?
No. You're certainly frozen.
So, Taffy,
What?
are you warm enough to ride now?
No. A little bit like that.
A little bit warm enough. Come closer, me love. They can hear you.
Okay.
We need to get you a microphone.
Yeah. Could you please give me a microphone?
Can you please give me a microphone? We need to get Taffy sorted out with a... I don't know if you... Do you want a camera?
Oh.
You don't know?
Who wants to watch me?
Who wants to watch Taffy?
Who wants to watch me go 60 everywhere?
Well, yeah, only because you're on your 125.
Such adrenaline pumping video, I could just tell.
But when you get your 600,
Yeah.
you're not going to be going 30 mile an hour everywhere, are you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think you could ride with a camera?
I don't know. Like you.
Yeah. And talk to the audience?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You ready for that?
Depends if I go just locally, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So we'll need to get you sorted out at some point with a camera and a microphone. But we're here and we've just come in and we've had a look at some bikes, haven't we? I sat on the Aprilia Turono, the RSV4, the MT10, R1 I didn't bother sitting on because I just rode one recently. And I sat on the KTM Super Duke. I really actually liked the MT10, but anyway, I liked quite a lot of them actually. But anyway,
That's the problem.
yeah, this is the problem I'm having is that I just can't make up my mind. Like, part of me thinks keep the BMW.
And I'm supposed to be the woman here.
Yeah, I'm the woman in the relationship, really, aren't I? Very, very indecisive when it comes to my bikes, and I think I've just been spoilt by too many bikes. I think I've tried too many bikes out now, and all it actually does is just make you want lots of different bikes. So be warned, people. If you go out test riding all these bikes, you're probably going to end up confused like Grizz. But basically, as I said earlier, my job's improved. Well, my job security's improved. And I think we can afford a little bit of finance. It won't kill us.
Yeah.
What's going on there? You got a loose thread. Don't pull it. Oh, Jesus. We'll sort that out when we get home. But we're thinking of spending a little bit more and getting me something a bit nicer. You don't want anything too...
I don't need anything nice.
Well, no, you're going to get something nice. Listen,
Toys.
hold on a minute. That's not fair, because I offered you a newer bike and you didn't want a newer bike.
Fair enough, yeah. No.
Because you said you were afraid of scratching it. Don't make me make me out to be the criminal here. Because everyone will think Grizz is being selfish, buying himself new bikes again. I'm not going to spend like the same as I did on the Panigale, the 1299. But I'm thinking about spending somewhere in between the value of this bike, the BMW, and the Panigale. Maybe like somewhere in between 7,000 and 11,000, no more. Maybe less. Maybe I spend like
Never.
8 or 9,000, maybe So I'm only like,
Yeah.
yeah, just throw it out there. So yeah, thinking at the moment, trying to work it out, trying to suss out. I need to sell the bikes first. This bike, as I said, is ready to go. Taffy's bike, I've got to change the exhaust on and give it a service. And when the bikes are sold, I can get myself something. I think we're going to go out possibly when we've got the time and we can find the right bike and get Taffy her 600. Irrelevant of us selling the bike, so we may just go out and buy Taffy's bike first, and then when we've got rid of these, we can get me something. So that's the plan at the moment. We don't have a lot of time for doing it though, do we? We only get the one weekend together for going out and looking at bikes. This weekend was a bit kind of pushed for time. So yeah, is your clippy down? Need to get you a new helmet. We need to get new helmets, and I need some more new gloves.
No, you don't.
No?
No, you got a glove.
But look, they're all kind of worn.
Oh.
No, they're not. Okay, let's tally on back home. Let's tally ho. Let's tally off back home, old chap. Let's go. Right. So we're off. Had a lovely day today, actually. Out for a very cold walk with Ronnie this morning, which was a lot of fun. But it was so cold. And it's been cold today. But anyway, so yeah, as you can tell, there's lots going on, a lot of decisions to make and sussing out how much money to spend. Yeah, lots going on, but it's all good. It's just actually now is just trying to put the time aside to go and find Taffy a bike. You know, there's a lot of travelling, a lot of messing about, isn't it? We're probably not going to go buy from a dealership, because I rarely do buy from dealerships. I think I've bought maybe like, oh, how many bikes from a dealership? Not many, maybe one or two over all the years of biking for me. I've always just hunted around and tried to find a good bike, you know, privately, just because of money wise, really. I've not bought a brand new bike ever, so no real reason for me to go into a dealership when finding a second-hand bike. Although it gets more tempting now because it's just less of a headache, isn't it? I'm not looking forward to the whole selling and buying process, because it is a bit messy, isn't it? Dealing with people and messy people, unreliable descriptions, and I've lost Taffy on the roundabout. So let's pull over here out of the way and wait for Taffy. God, this is a bumpy bit of tarmac. Jesus. There she comes. So yeah, there you go. Things are changing a bit. Grizz and Taffy have changed their mind a bit. So we're going to kind of speed things up a bit for Taffy, find her bike when we can. And we're able to get out and find one for her. And when the bikes are sold, Grizz is going to buy something else, something a bit newer for now. I think that is the plan at the moment. As always, things are always a little bit up in the air. I get embarrassed and I feel kind of awkward for always being so indecisive. But I am terrible when it comes to... Oh, I've lost Taffy again. Here she comes. I am terrible when it comes to making decisions about bikes. I always think about things, you know, like how much I'm going to enjoy it. That particular bike, I think about resale, value, etc. But I am actually just, more than anything, I think just quite an obsessive person in trying to come up with the best idea. Anyway, I've talked enough rubbish. we're off back home to warm up. It feels a little bit warmer now. It's probably going to feel colder when we get out in the open roads. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I will eventually get these bikes sold. I just need to get them advertised for real. But this bike now is ready to go. And yeah, Taffy's is pretty much just got to service it and change that exhaust back again to the standard one. Thanks for watching, peeps. Stay tuned. Sorry it's a bit boring, same old kind of stuff, riding the bikes, and no real changes from the standpoint of new bikes yet, but we'll get there, it'll happen. Anyway, over and out, peeps. Cheers, bye bye. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy.